Good evening, everyone. I'm finishing up my coffee. It's 20 minutes till 10 p.m. at night. I'll tell you what, the more I'm expressing uh, for us all to have faith, hold on a minute, the more that I have been on here and um, eh, trying to um, get people to understand that we create our own life with our words and our thoughts and what we believe and it just seems like I don't know how to explain it. The more I'm trying to get it out there to everybody, and a lot of you already know these things, but there's a lot of people that don't know and understand it. And faith, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That is Hebrews 11:1. And if Henry Ford, he's got a quote that says, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. That and you will also have everything you speak. You gotta believe it before you see it. And things this last week and a half, is boom, 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 boom. Although in among all of that, I've been keeping myself feeling pretty good. Um, but as you all know, I have a little pet. Do you realize Sassy? Well, Sassy's her name. I didn't really realize how old she was, and I added it all up. She was born in 2007. I had her since she was 6 months old, or maybe 3 months old. I would say 3 months old. And she has been with me all this time. She has never really been sick. um, she had that uh, thing under her eye, which, I took her to the vet, paid, I don't know, 130 some dollars for office visit and treatment, and I got her nails done at the same time. And either her nails grow awfully fast, or they didn't do them like I thought they'd. I mean, I stood there and watched her, or she must have forgot one. And I'll get to that shortly. But if dog years are 7 to R1, I've had her since 2007, and I figured out that's 18 years. That's 126 years, guys. My little Sassy's 126 years old. Now, she does have a cough, which leads me to believe that she's got congestive heart failure, but it's not really, really bad, so I've never really had to treat her for it. But last week, I noticed that she was limping every once in a while, and I got to looking at her um, foot, and at first I couldn't see anything wrong, and it was like it was all matted shut or something. But her pads were soft, and I touched it. It looked like one toenail was missing, and stuff oozed out of it. So I'm working with it, and then and I still didn't quite understand. I thought she had lost a toenail, and it had got infected. Well, I thought it was getting better and better, and no, it's not getting better. I seen her limping again tonight, and I picked her back up, and I looked over. Well, my brother had said to me the other day, her toenails need clipped. Well, I knew they needed clipped, but I don't think it was all that long ago that I had her toenails clipped. But here's the thing: trusting somebody else, and what I should have done was looked at them myself and seen if they were all clipped. Well, lo and behold, one of them apparently wasn't clipped at all. She must have missed it. Her back left foot, and that toenail has grown inside her pad, and it's infected. Now, I can wait till when I get paid to get her to the vet, or I can try to do what I can do for her. So I went ahead with the best that I could do with my toenail clippers, which are not big enough for her. Her toenails just keep getting uh, thicker and thicker, and but they're also they seem to be breaking. They're brittle and breaking. But anyway, I did the best I could with that. I got some of the uh, infection out of her nail, and my daughter brought me down some Epsom salts and some peroxide, and I had some Neosporin. Well, after I got her toenails clipped the best I could, I got got her foot in some Epsom salt and soaked it for a little bit, and must have been hurting her a little bit because she didn't want to stay in it too long. But I kept it in there at least 5 minutes, and then I let her rest a minute, and then I got some peroxide and put that on it. And I'm not even going to try to do anything with it tonight. If I can get something up and underneath that, because I Googled it, and they said if I could get something up underneath there and cut that loose from the tip that's going in there. So, but I'm not going to try to do anything with it tonight. I'm going to just let her rest. She's had enough already, poor thing. So I'm I'll work on that tomorrow. Um, but you know, there are some people that can slide through life without a whole bunch of things happening to them and stuff like that. And that's generally most generally people that have more money than a lot of us do. And but again, it goes back to trusting somebody that they did their job. Well, had they done their job, I wouldn't have a dog with a toenail grown into the pad, because the rest of them were long again, but not growing into her pads. So now here I am. I'm faced with the emotional, uh, and I don't want to say stress, but emotional clutter that I have to figure out a way now to ease ease her pain, and she's my responsibility. She's a little human being. To me, she is. I mean, a lot of people, well, that's just a dog. Well, they hurt too, just like anybody else, and they have to walk around just like anybody else. So there I am, faced with the outcome of what trusting somebody else with you or your pets or your car or whatever. I should have just figured out a way to do it myself instead of letting the vet. That way I would have known that there wasn't any toenails missed. It's believing in yourself. What I should have done was just went and bought a bigger set of toenail clippers and a different kind of toenail clippers, not the kind I've got. I need the scissor kind. And so it goes back to being intentional with your own life and don't depend on other people. Depend on yourself because you're the only one you can depend on, people wise. So there I am faced with that now, and it was hard for me to get around, and everything just seemed to get all cluttered right then and there because I had been cooking, and then somehow or another the blanket on the the love seat was on the floor and it got wet somehow, and I don't know how. So after I got all done with her and kind of settled down a little bit, then I washed that blanket out the best I could in the tub, in a big and heavy thing. And I'm tired. I'm tired. And and life is tiring if we don't take the time and stop being in a rush. Take the time to sit down and strategize our life, and that's everything in our life, not just videos, not just sweeping your floor or anything. No, I mean sit down and look at your life and say, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to do this. How am I going to? Well, that's going to be a little hard. Well, how am I going to do that? And sit down and intentionally and logically plan how to do it. And when those things hit you like that, a lot of them won't hit you if you take care of them in advance. And you say, well, you don't know when this is going to happen or that's going to happen. Well, what's the word? An ounce of prevention is an ounce of cure, something like that. I don't know, but if you try to take care of it ahead of time, I wouldn't have had that. If I hadn't have took her to the vets to a period, I should have just took care of the eye myself because all he did was give her shots, didn't tell me anything about it, and it came back again. So I had to just let it build up on its own and let it bust on its own. And then I worked on it. If you can at all take care of stuff yourself, to prevent, I would have just took care of it myself. And so I'm exhausted right now. I mean, it's like I don't even want to think about anything else. I mean, I'm going to take some pain pills because my legs are hurting really bad. Well, here's what I did today. I had I had some styrofoam insulation on this wall right here. 2 big 4-foot pieces. And I took them down because they weren't doing anything anyway. And I took them outside. I thought, well, there was two sections up front here that there had been styrofoam insulation that I had along there that had on there the first year. And then my son, when he stayed here, he um, uh, put them up, but the chickens came up last year and packed it all to pieces. So I got some more stuff and put it up, and I took that and finally I had it out there, and then my son-in-law brought me a long piece of tin to put out there too, and it was cold outside today, but I move when the Spirit moves me, and I got out there today. See, now I would like to be able to film that stuff for you, but I can't do both. It's too hard for me to walk around right now, and my legs are still weak. So I had to be very careful with what I'm doing. So rather than to film it, getting it up was more important. So all I had was a knife, sharp knife, to do the cutting on it, and I had 2 pieces, and that's what I did. And then I did some of the porch, and then I put the tin uh, in front of the one side, and so I've got the skirting, all the skirting on, and got it fixed, and got my yard finished, cleaned up, and put things put away. So I mean, and my hands were getting cold, and I had gloves, but I had to keep coming in and getting my hands warm. But I got that done, and and like I said before, I'm 81, and I'm still alive. And just because I can't move all that good, and just because I'm in a lot of pain, don't mean I'm going to look to somebody else to help me unless I absolutely need it. And so, again, like I told you the other day about how that thermostat wasn't working so well, and the old one, and it used up most of my propane in a month's time. So, and it wasn't near as cold as it is now. So I got that to deal with. I've got to go and uh, debate the propane company come Monday. I think it's Monday, and so I've got to stay calm on that. So I've got to sit down and figure out now if I've got to take her back to the vets, because if I can't get that toenail out of her pad, then I'm going to have to take her. So I've got to sit down and figure out how I can get more propane and get her to the vet and have food and pay my bills too. Now, when my friend Ronnie, um, he bought my last propane for me, and I didn't want him to, but he insisted that it was a blessing, and I went ahead and did it. I let him do it, and it was $650, and they said they were going to do a leak test, and the propane guy said you don't need a leak test, so he didn't do one, but they charged for it, and but I did end up having a $28 credit. But then just the other day, they added on the um, tank rental, which was $77. So I'm going to have to fight with them Monday about giving me back the $123 for an inspection fee that they didn't do no leak inspection tests. So I'm gonna have to fight with that. See, that's what I'm saying. These companies out here and these people out here take advantage of you because they know you need what they have. So one of the things that I've learned, don't be afraid to confront. I never was afraid to confront people like that, and I will confront them. But still, in all, if they don't want to acknowledge that, what are you gonna do about it? So my thing is to keep myself calm, keep myself in peace, and just know and have faith that everything is going to work out great. I got to have enough faith in myself that I can speak right and get them to understand where I'm coming from and what they did wrong. And I have to have faith in myself that I can get Sassy's toenail cut and out of there. So anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to go in and watch some television and try to relax. And have a merry heart, because a merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones. And you'll crumble all up and fly away. And Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, that's the way he will go. That's what he will be. And if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So you all have a great evening. Talk to you tomorrow. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. I love y'all. Have a great evening.